You have to realize that your subconscious is a powerful place. And if you keep feeding these small ambitions and small goals, don't be surprised with the lackluster results that you get. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Shanice, and today you were tuned in for another mindset fix. Today's fix really dives into the power of thinking big. So, the other day, I was speaking with a friend about this epiphany I had in terms of a business solution that I had honestly been struggling with for like the past 6 months now. But I finally understood the initial conversation that prompted this problem in the first place, right? Now I'm convinced that this is going to be an integral part of my success story in a couple of years. So you guys get to hear it all right here first. So in March of this year, March of 2022, I attended this business conference for women with the CEO of Myo Organics. And it was all about, being around women entrepreneurs, networking with them, and kind of being around other business minded women. I decided to go solo because I couldn't get anyone else to go with me. And sometimes you have to fly solo, right? That's okay. But I'm an introvert through and through, like to the core. But in this one session, I don't know what it was, what came over me. I was so bold and so confident to just get up and speak to other women. And this one lady in particular, we had a really great conversation. We hit it off right from the jump, and we ended up sticking together for the rest of the conference. But I will never forget our very first encounter, you know, in talking about and sharing our elevator pitch, who we are, what we do, yada, yada, yada. When it was time for me to give my spiel, at the end of it, she just kind of stared at me. And I was really confused. I was like, did I say something wrong? Is something in my teeth? Does my breath stink? And, I had given her my whole background in terms of like, okay, this is my podcast. This is what it does. I briefly jumped over my career in tech consulting. And at the end of it, she said, I don't think you've considered everything. I don't think your plan is fully baked. And while I could have gotten super frustrated with this lady at the moment, I had to take a step back and really digest what it was that she was saying. And it ultimately boiled down to I wasn't thinking big enough. I hadn't considered all of my expertise, all of my talents, and incorporated it into what I was doing. You know, Funny enough, and honestly, another confirmation of this conversation to begin with, I got back home and my church bishop had this entire series, this entire message on um, thinking bigger and believing in God for bigger. And it was simply titled, Nah, Bigger. And it was so powerful and transferable to almost every aspect of our lives. Whether you believe in God or not, you have to admit that sometimes the biggest deterrent to reaching our goals is our own limited thinking. You don't think you're good enough or smart enough or skilled enough, whatever it is, and it stops you out from going all in or even getting started in the first place. You have to realize that your subconscious is a powerful place. And if you keep feeding these small ambitions and small goals, don't be surprised with the lackluster results that you get. You know, I released a resource on our blog or blog site a couple weeks back here, Core Reset, and it goes into more detail as an ultimate guide on how to develop a winning mindset and provides exercises to course correct. But the bottom line that it shares is that you have to expect greater than what you can see currently. And I mentioned this in a previous episode. I'll try to link it down below, but you have to get into the habit of putting yourself in these winning situations. Sometimes you may end the chapter in one book, but you have to be brave enough and be open-minded enough to start a new chapter in a new book, if that's what it takes. There's a world of opportunities out there if you were just bold enough to think bigger. So that's it. That's it. Today's mindset shift, today's mindset fix. Put it in your repertoire, put it in your back pocket, and keep thriving, keep striving, and keep reaching for bigger. You are capable of so much more than you think right now, I promise you. And you are honestly closer to the finish line than it seems. Just keep going. That's it. I will see you all in the very next episode.